So good evening, everyone. So few of them were mentioning that you cannot hear me. What about now? Am I audible? I think let's start the session for today. So first of all, I would like to thank our chief speaker, Mr. Akella A.S. Prakash Rao, for joining us today. So we are absolutely glad to have you here with us on the session. I'm sure this session would be helpful for the audience, hearing directly from you, sir. So before proceeding, I'd like to give a small brief introduction on our company. So Web is a 20 years old company as of today. Web Solutions was initially known as Wipro e-Peripherals, which was part of Wipro itself. In 2000, we became an independent entity. So Web Solutions offer multiple industry-leading products and services. So under three broad categories, which is managed print services, digital transformation solutions, and intelligent office automation solutions. So under the managed print services, we deal with printing hardware based on your requirement, and you would be charged on per print basis. So we are the #1 managed print service provider in India, and we are a pioneer in that. So moving to the intelligent automation solutions, we have partnered with Rico, and we are the only distributor in India. So we have wide range of enterprise digital printing and automation solutions here. So lastly, we have digital transformation solutions, where we have two products under that. The first one being document management solutions, where we offer tailored custom solutions with the help of low-code development platform and better document management, business process automation, business intelligence, and digital signature solutions. So underneath this, we have solutions for smart content collaboration, business process automation, and remote working for enterprises to simplify their business needs. And the second product and the product in focus being GST. So we are a GST Suvidha provider and appointed by the government itself. So we provide a host of features under GST. We help you in your data preparation, reconciliation. We have e-invoicing solutions, e-waybill solutions, and you can even integrate directly to your ERP. And we can manage your complete GST filing solutions as well. So this is from our corporate side. Moving forward, here are some of our marquee clients. So before introducing our speaker for today, I would like to ask you a question. Would you be interested in free demo of a GST solution? So I'll just quickly launch a poll now. You can respond there. So the poll will be active for a minute. I hope the poll is visible. Demo will be a one-on-one tailored demo. Our GST solution is a SaaS-based, anytime, anywhere access. So yeah, I'm closing the poll right now. Thank you for your responses. So let me introduce the speaker for today, Mr. Akella A.S. Prakash Rao. So I'd like to give a little background on our speaker. So Mr. Akella is an independent indirect tax advocate. He graduated in 1989 from Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, in electrical and electronics engineering. He is a gold medal holder who completed LLB from Andhra University in the year 2001. He is a certified fraud examiner as well, but currently not active. He worked in Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, from 1994 to 2008. And he worked for BSR & Co, KPMG, Bangalore from 2008 to 2013. His major stints were with Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited from February 2013 to November 2016, and Biocon Limited from November 2016 to June 2021. He's also a member of indirect tax committees of various trade bodies like BCCI, CII, FICCI, etc. He has also written and authored many articles in TIOL, Tax Sutra on various tax issues. And he is also a speaker and panel member on various forums on direct tax matters. So he combined holds a 27 years of experience in the field of indirect taxes with exposure in government, consultancy, and industry like auto and pharma. His hands-on experience in GST, customs, FTP, special economic zones, central and state excise, service tax, VAT, and so on, in terms of regular compliance, investigation, audit, litigations at all levels. So currently practicing as an indirect tax advocate, assisting clients on all aspects of indirect taxes at all the levels. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here with us, sir. I'm sure the audience is looking forward to hearing directly from you. So, sir, you can take over from here.
Thanks. Good evening to all. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Can you present this slide?
Yes, sir.
So this session is about what to expect in GST and other indirect taxes in the year 2022, which is ahead of us. So everybody's expectation is GST should be a good and simple tax. So that expectation is still to be fulfilled. So, but while talking on the GST, that we can't ignore the other taxes which are going to definitely impact the GST transactions for us. So from the customs side, the important changes that we need to observe is that notifications are going to be aligned with the newly introduced HSN and with the going to be introduced foreign trade policy, which is going to be effective from 1st of April 2022. And DGFT is likely to extend the RODTEP to cover more sectors like pharma and auto. And SEZs and EOUs are not covered under the RODTEP, which is a replacement for the MEIS scheme. So that is also expected to be unveiled now during this year. And as far as the sectoral changes are concerned, that this PLA scheme has been announced in relation to certain sectors already, and they are planning to announce it for the other sectors in the due course. So there are going to be changes which are going to be announced in the direct taxes, which are going to improve the purchasing power in the hands of the individuals. And then there are changes on the annual in terms of the labor laws and other allied laws also, which are going to have impact on our GST also. And then there are some changes which are necessary in view of the WTO regulations, wherein that India lost their case. So the EPCG is under revamp by the DGFT. So, and then the SEZs are set for a change in view of the pandemic, as well as the Baba Kalyani Committee's report. And then a lot of encouragement is being given to the newly introduced inbound manufacturing process. Hence, these are the important areas that one needs to see. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes.
And then some of the changes which are going to be now announced is that there is a likelihood that RCM may be introduced for the MSME sector in order to ease their compliances. And then two committees have been formulated by the GST Council. So one to increase the tax base so that new sectors can be brought into the tax net. And another committee, which is being headed by the Karnataka Chief Minister, also to rationalize the taxes. And then there is a lot of demand for the petroleum products to be subsumed into the GST. So there are further discussions which are going to happen during the course of this year. And then there is a clamor now that the blockchain technology, which is being used for the cryptocurrency mining and all, why it cannot be introduced for the GST ITC also. Some thought is started in the minds of the people. So I don't know how it is going to take shape. So these are some of these major changes that are going to happen in the GST as well as the indirect tax arena in the coming days. So now I leave open for you people to discuss further on these issues and also to pose your queries, which I will be glad to take up one after the other.
I think you can post your queries if you have any. Our speaker will be answering those in depth.
The other option would be that they can raise their hand so that we can unmute them and then we can directly have a discussion also.
Yes, sir. I think Mr. Reddy wants to talk. I'm unmuting you. Yeah. Mr. Baya Reddy, you can talk.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Baya Reddy. I'm from SEJ Automotive.
Yes.
With respect to RCM likely for MSME sector, can you elaborate in detail how they are going to bring this under RCM?
See, it is in the thought process only that no concrete measures have been announced so far. But what is the thought is that now currently MSMEs are facing a lot of problem in relation to their compliances, and once they make a sale, then if they are not in a position to file their returns, then at the receiving end, the customers are not able to avail the input credit. So when they are being questioned by their customers and all, then it is becoming difficulty for the MSME sector to grapple with the technology and to quickly address the queries raised by their customers in relation to the ITC. Hence, what the government is thinking, that this is a proposal which has gone to them, so which is under consideration, that whenever MSME is going to generate an invoice, then at the receiver has got two options. One option is either to pay under reverse charge, the way that you are doing it for the legal services, for the sponsorship services and all currently. So even for the MSME supplies also, the receiver will be paying under the reverse charge. Or the other way of doing it is like a TCM, TDS kind of a scenario, wherein, say for example, the invoice is for 100 rupees with a tax of 12%. 112. So the buyer, after receiving the invoice, wherein the supplies are for 100 plus the 12, that he will be remitting on behalf of the MSME supplier the 12 rupees directly to the government, and 100 rupees he will be crediting it to the MSME guy. So there are two ways in which the proposal is under consideration. So we got to wait and see whether it is going to be really taken up. And if it is taken up, then which method that they are going to do it, whether it is going to be tax deducted at source and then complied with, or the reverse charge mechanism.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Understood.
Yeah. Thank you. From Mr. Guru Prasad, that how does this blockchain technology is going to work?
Yes, sir.
See, these are very at a very fundamental stage that suggestions are coming, that like the way that you do the mining for the cryptocurrency. So here also, that once the invoice comes, maybe that you have to establish the link that how, whether the my supplier has paid the taxes and filed the return or not, and then his supplier has again done it at the second level. So like that, one has to go to the origins and then find get a confirmation that yes, so this is fully tax paid at all levels, and then the credit that we are going to avail is going to be good in our hands. So this is one such idea which has been proposed, But how far this MSME, small scale industries are going to adopt this blockchain technology when filing of these returns itself has become a nightmare for them. So that is the currently the thought process is. So let us just see that how it is going to be put to use. But there are some proposals like this which have got. But the how to make use of the blockchain technology and which is going to be the even the small scale sector guy also with a limited internet access and all, that how he is able to make use of it is something which we have to wait and watch.
Hope your query is addressed.
Even Mellon also raised the same. I think that I have answered that.
Yes, sir. I think it's the same question.
Yeah. And Mr. Arun Kumar is there, that I think that he had raised some query, regarding this car sale.
Yes, sir. I think you can answer those questions as well.
Yeah, but he is very much there. So if he wants to elaborate that.
Yeah, sure. I'll. So, Mr. Arun, you can address your query if you want. I have allowed you. Yeah, you can speak.
He's still on mute, I think that.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, we are able to hear you, sir.
Yeah, I requesting, because one question is if you sell the car from the company, as you know, in the Toyota there is employment car policy.
Okay.
They after says when they are transferring to employees, the GST is to be paid.
Yes, there is the doubt.
That's what, because usually one goods after paying a full GST, the second sale is depreciated value should not be paid GST.
No. See, there's a difference. I'll clarify that to you. And the company car policy, that the employee has received a car which is worth 25 lakhs from the showroom. And as per the policy and all that, the employee's salary will be, a pro rata salary will be deducted, or that it is treated as a perk in the hands of the employee and all that. And after the tenure of 3 years or 4 years, whatever is fixed for it, at a very nominal book value, the car is going to be transferred to the employee. That is where that you are asking this question, whether the GST is to be paid or not.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, the first sale is happening from the car showroom to the employee. So then the GST, it suffers the GST. But of course, depending on the arrangement that you have made, that either you will be appointing somebody who is going to do this car lease and all that. So as part of the recovery and all, the GST gets paid to the government. But the car will be in the name. There are two ways in which the car ownership happens. In some companies, what happens is that the car will be depreciating in the books of the employer. So after that, if the employer is going to make the sale to the employee, then in that case, it is going to be at a lower value. And you are right in interpreting the notification, which says that if the car is subsequently sold for a second time with a price which is lesser than the original price, then there is no requirement for us to pay the GST. But for the fact that if it has been upgraded by adding any kind of an accessories and all, and on those accessories, if no input credit has been availed, then in such a scenario, then at a book value that it can be transferred and there will be no GST. But if you want to charge the value of the accessories and all which are going to be, and if it exceeds the book value, then only to the extent of the incremental value, the GST is payable, provided no ITC is availed on the accessories which are fitted to the car.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Mr. Keshav Chakale had asked some question. I think that he is not there today. And Milan has also asked one question. I think that
Yes, sir.
is he there? That he was there while raising a query on the blockchain technology, but I think he dropped out.
I think yeah, he's not there now. So
There are no other questions from the other participants.
so if there's any other questions, you can type in.
It need not be on GST, any topic under the indirect taxes that I'm open to answer.
I think we are not receiving any other queries.
Okay. I think audience are used to the kind of a sessions wherein some presentation will take place and then they can just take away that. But I'm more interested in answering their queries. So I thought that maybe that this is a better way of presenting. From next time onwards, I think that we should stick to the traditional way of presenting on a topic, whether it is of interest to the audience or not.
So maybe we can go half of yeah. So there's one more participant who has joined. I'll just allow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Om Prakash, you can speak.
No, he has raised his hand, but he's not able to unmute himself.
He has unmuted. I don't know if he wants to speak or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one small suggestion for all the people that I do not know how the individual organizations are addressing this issue. That when you have your corporate office and the corporate office is not undertaking any kind of a taxable supplies and is not registered with the GST, in such a scenario, how to make the reverse charge payments when invoices from the stat auditors and the common services are addressed to the corporate office. This is one of the subjects wherein that the people are having different kind of a views, that they say that such kind of invoices will be addressed to one of their entities which is registered with the GST. But the best course of action one needs to adopt is to have a registration at the corporate office for the sake of paying the reverse charge invoices, and then have a ISD registration also in place so that such kind of common services can be distributed as per the formula prescribed under the laws to the various units spread across India. This will be more relevant for those companies which are having multiple units operating in different states. But not many people are recognizing the importance of this kind of a compliance. They fear that having a GST registration in place is going to add on to their burden of compliances, hence that they are avoiding it and trying to push such common input service invoices to one of the taxable units, and from there they are trying to distribute it by way of a cross charge. But I don't think that is the correct way of doing it. So instead of that, it is advised that they should be routing it through the ISD mechanism and from the corporate office by availing a separate registration only for the purpose of payment of reverse charge mechanism. I think Sandeepan wants to ask some question. He
Yes.
can be unmuted, please.
Yeah, Mr. Sandeepan, you can speak.
Thank you, sir. Basically, I want to ask some of my friend. I mean, this question may be little quite elementary question actually,
No
but
problem.
I want to discuss it with you. Someone is doing a business of bicycles, and he is also providing few repair services. So
Okay.
he was asking me whether he need to take a separate registration for services, or is there any way through which he can show those repair works without taking any GST separately?
So he is a bicycle manufacturer or a bicycle trader?
Trader. He's a trader, and he has already taken GST registration to sell those cycles.
Okay, then in that case, that there is no restriction as far as the registration under the GST is concerned, that he should go to the authorities and get the new supplies or the products added the way that we used to do it in the VAT regime and all that. And moreover, that if somebody is involved in both sale of goods and rendition of services and all, then there is no bar for him, and there is no requirement as such to go for a second registration in the same state.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if both the activities are happening from the same premises or different premises, but if they are happening in the same state, one registration will do.
Okay. Okay.
Say, for example, that in Karnataka, he is having the cycle trading business in Bangalore and the cycle repair in Belgaum. Then he will be covered under one single registration, wherein Bangalore may be the place of registration and Belgaum will be additional place of business.
Okay. So another question related to with the same things.
Yeah.
Can that particular person uh, keep the repair segment separately under a different name, say under his wife name or under his brother's name, so that if that particular services are less than 20 lakh, he don't need to compile with all those GST filings and other that things? Can that be possibility?
Yeah. See, if you are going to do it in his name only, then with the same PAN number, if he wants to take that service income also, then what I told you is the case. But if he wants to segregate the businesses and say that in his wife's or son's name that he wants to render the service business and the sale of goods will be under his registration, then for the other one, the normal SSA limits will apply. So since it is a services up to 20 lakhs, that he need not go for a registration.
Okay, yes, that is what I wanted to confirm.
Yeah, that's not a
Thank,
problem.
yeah, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Rohit, if there are any other questions, then we'll take it up. Otherwise, that I don't think that we can take the valuable time of the participants.
Definitely, sir. I don't think there are any, sir, as of now.
Yeah.
If there's any important things you want to talk about, you can, sir.
The one suggestion that I have given, but I don't see that there are many the multi-unit persons joining this call today. Hence, I don't think that it is going to be much relevant for them.
Sure.
And as far as if they are belonging to the small scale sector and all, then they should be having queries in their minds, which they do not want to discuss with us. Then I don't want to educate them on anything.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay. So, audience, if there's any final questions, you can answer, or we'll keep it open for another 3 minutes and then
Sure.
we can end it. So I don't think there are any more questions. So we'll end the session for today. Once again, thank you all for joining in for this wonderful session. Hope all the queries are addressed. If you have any more queries, you can just post to us and we will take it forward. So
Thank you. Thanks for your time and efforts.
yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.